Imagine boarding a plane, expecting a routine flight, only to witness something completely shocking. A black teenager is suddenly pushed down the ramp by a flight attendant, leaving everyone around stunned and speechless. The airport is buzzing with confusion, passengers whispering in disbelief, and the teen struggling to regain composure while emotions run high. But this is just the beginning of a story that takes an unimaginable turn. Within minutes, the teen's father arrives, a man known for his influence and determination. What happens next shocks the entire airline and leaves the staff scrambling. Questions swirl through the minds of everyone watching. How could this happen? Will justice be served? And what consequences will the airline face after such an incident? This story isn't just about one tense moment, it's about courage, accountability, and the unexpected power one family can wield when faced with injustice. As tensions rise, you'll see how a single act triggers a chain reaction that nobody saw coming. Stay with us as we unfold the full story, because the aftermath of this shocking ramp incident changes everything and challenges what we think we know about power, responsibility, and standing up for what's right. The next moments are going to leave you speechless. The teen, barely holding back tears, tries to stand up as passengers gather around, some filming, some calling out for help. It wasn't just a push, it was the kind of action that leaves a mark, both physically and emotionally. People begin murmuring about what led to this shocking moment. Who was this teen? Why would a flight attendant act so aggressively? And why did the father's arrival change everything in such an instant? The father isn't just an ordinary parent, he's a man known in the city for his successful business ventures and his unwavering stance on justice. Friends say he has always taught his children to stand strong, to never back down when treated unfairly. The teen, raised with that same resilience, now faces the challenge of processing a public humiliation in front of dozens of strangers, while the father prepares to confront an entire airline. But as the airline staff scramble, whispers of internal investigations and security alerts begin to ripple through the terminal. Cameras capture every tense expression, every hurried gesture, but no one knows how far the father is willing to go. The air is thick with anticipation, and every passenger can feel that something unprecedented is about to happen. The next moments could change everything for the teen, the father, and the airline itself. The terminal is electric with tension as the teen's father steps forward, his presence commanding attention. Passengers pause their conversations. Airport staff freeze mid-step, and even security officers exchange uneasy glances. Everyone can sense that this isn't just a complaint, it's a confrontation that could escalate quickly. Meanwhile, the teen sits on a nearby bench, trying to collect themselves, replaying the push over and over in their mind. The humiliation lingers, but so does a growing anger fueled by years of knowing that fairness isn't always automatic. From another angle, airline employees whisper among themselves, some clearly shaken, others trying to defend the actions of the flight attendant. Social media users nearby start live streaming the scene, adding pressure as viewers across the city react in real time. The story begins to take on a life of its own, blurring the lines between a personal family matter and a public spectacle. Subplots begin to emerge. Passengers sharing their own experiences with discrimination, a journalist quietly taking notes, and a curious supervisor debating whether to escalate the incident up the chain. Each perspective adds weight to the conflict, making it clear this is bigger than a single altercation. The father's calm, yet determined demeanor contrasts sharply with the airline's flustered attempts to regain control, leaving everyone on edge. What happens next could set a precedent, and nobody knows how high the stakes really go. The airport grows louder by the minute. Passengers murmur, some filming, others whispering theories about what just happened. The teen's father now stands directly in front of the airline staff, his eyes sharp, his posture unyielding. Every word he speaks carries weight, each sentence a challenge to an institution that seemed untouchable until now. Staff members glance at each other nervously, unsure whether to follow protocol or appease a man clearly not willing to back down. Meanwhile, the teen watches, torn between fear and pride. Their heart pounds as they realize their father isn't just confronting an airline employee, he's confronting the system itself. Behind them, security personnel quietly update their superiors, but the situation is spiraling faster than anyone expected. Conversations are interrupted by the hum of cameras, the flash of smartphones, and the whispers of passengers who know something extraordinary is unfolding before their eyes. From a distance, other travelers and journalists sense the gravity of the moment. Airline executives on calls are visibly stressed, trying to manage the potential fallout. The tension hits a peak as the father takes a decisive step toward the counter, his voice rising with authority, demanding accountability. The flight attendant's face tightens with unease, and everyone can feel that a confrontation is inevitable. The airport holds its breath, waiting for the next move, knowing that whatever happens next could change everything in fast. Just as the tension reaches a fever pitch, an unexpected voice cuts through the chaos. A fellow passenger, someone who had been quietly observing the scene, steps forward with a recording from earlier in the day, footage that shows the teen was not at fault at all. The airline staff freeze, realizing that the situation is about to spiral out of their control. The terminal is suddenly filled with a mix of shock and murmurs as passengers crowd closer. Drawn to the unfolding drama, the father, now more determined than ever, holds up the footage, demanding answers from the airline executives. What was supposed to be a simple confrontation has transformed into a full-blown public spectacle. Social media is already lighting up with live videos, hashtags, and outraged reactions, turning the airport into a real-time battleground of accountability. Meanwhile, the flight attendant's demeanor shifts from defensive to panicked. Colleagues whisper behind her back, trying to manage the fallout as security officers exchange urgent instructions. The teen, still processing the shock, feels a mix of vindication and anxiety, already knowing that this moment has escalated far beyond anything they could have imagined. Now the stakes are higher than ever. What began as a single act of aggression has become a tangled web of evidence, public scrutiny, and personal justice. The next move will determine whether the airline survives the scandal or collapses under its own mistakes. And every eye in the terminal is fixed on what happens next. The tension in the terminal hits a breaking point as the father steps forward, holding the footage like undeniable proof in front of the airline executives. His voice is calm but carries a weight that makes even the most seasoned managers flinch. Passengers and staff alike fall silent, realizing that this is the moment everything changes. The airline finally acknowledges the wrongdoing, issuing an immediate apology while promising a full internal investigation. Security personnel escort the flight attendant away, and murmurs of relief ripple through the crowd as the teen finally stands, supported by their father, feeling a mix of vindication and empowerment. Just as it seems the conflict has been resolved, the father makes a shocking announcement. He has temporarily shut down operations at the airline's regional hub until systemic changes are implemented to prevent such incidents in the future. Panic spreads through the staff and executives as they scramble to comply. Realizing the authority and influence the father wields, passengers, once mere observers, now understand the real-world impact of standing up for justice. And then comes the final twist. As the teen and their father prepare to leave, a small group of employees approaches them quietly, handing over internal emails revealing that this wasn't an isolated incident. The scandal runs deeper than anyone suspected. The teen glances at their father, eyes wide. This story, they realize, is far from over. In the days that follow, the airline moves quickly to implement sweeping changes. Policies are revised, staff undergo mandatory training, and the executives publicly commit to a safer, more respectful environment for passengers of all backgrounds. News outlets cover the story extensively, highlighting the teen's courage, the father's decisive action, and the power of holding institutions accountable. The footage that once shocked the terminal now serves as a symbol of standing up against injustice, shared across social media and inspiring conversations nationwide. For the teen, the experience is life-changing. They feel a newfound sense of confidence and resilience, realizing that even in moments of fear and humiliation, speaking up or having someone speak up on their behalf can make a real difference. Passengers who witnessed the event reflect on their own roles in moments of injustice, learning that silence can allow wrongdoing to continue unchecked. The father and child share a quiet moment, grateful for the support of bystanders and each other. While the emails from employees hint at deeper issues, they know that taking action created a ripple effect that can't be ignored. The story closes with a reminder: courage, accountability, and standing up for what's right can challenge even the most powerful systems, leaving a lasting impact on everyone involved.